Kitco News special coverage of the Future Blockchain Summit is brought to you by Coin Payments, crypto payments made easy.
We're talking about the latest developments in the metaverse, very cool advancements in this space with Sasha Tityanko. She is the art director and deputy CEO of Sensorium. We'll be talking about Sensorium as well. Welcome to the show, Sasha. Pleasure to have you on Kitco.
Thanks so much for inviting me and for having me today.
We're here in Dubai, a very interesting place for all things to do with crypto, but a lot of artists, NFT artists, metaverse artists here I've met. Tell us about Sensorium and the kind of art that Sensorium is responsible for creating.
Sure. So Sensorium is an innovative Web3 tech company which develops Sensorium Galaxy Metaverse as its core product. Of course, we basically stand on the intersection between art and the latest tech solutions in the spheres of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, blockchain, and augmented reality, and creating immersive, out-of-this-world experiences together with some of the leading artists of today. And in general, Sensorium Galaxy contains of various virtual worlds that act as content hubs, from Prism World that dedicated specifically to electronic music experiences right now, and it's the one where we partners with some of the biggest artists of the electronic music today, such as David Guetta, Armin van Buuren, Carl Cox, Eric Prydz, Jean-Michel Jarre, to other content hubs that we have within our galaxy that's dedicated to spiritual meditation experiences, to social VR communication. And blockchain is one of the pillars on which Sensorium Galaxy is built up. Of course, we use NFTs for multi-purpose. I would say, we create NFTs within our DEP project, where we use our virtual beings, and the users customize them, create their specific virtual beings, then they can add generative music onto that and save them as NFTs. Our mobile application, which is for AI communication with the virtual beings, also provides the opportunity for the users to create their NFTs out of that. And so lots of tech solutions.
Okay, so Sasha, give me an example of how someone can use Sensorium, like a practical application.
So Sensorium is applicable and available on most of the current mediums, I would say, yeah. So you can start using Sensorium Galaxy from your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android device. Yeah, we call our mobile app a gateway to the metaverse, where the users can create their conscience, artificial conscience of the virtual beings.
So you can create your conscience.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
You can create the conscience of your virtual being that will be going into the metaverse.
You mean avatar?
Yeah,
okay.
The avatars.
Yes.
Yeah, we call them virtual beings.
Virtual beings,
virtual beings, yeah. So that's the practical thing, where you can customize your avatar. We call this the pyramid of conscience, where you choose the avatar's character, how it behaves, its background, etc. And this is your basically guide, into the metaverse, if you prefer it like this, or this is your companion into the metaverse, or it's basically you in the metaverse. Then you can also stage dances in this mobile app, which you will be able to use in the metaverse when you go there to an immersive music show, for example. This is just one of the things, Then, of course, we now have an open version of our VR product, and users can go and get their immersive music experience right now into Sensorium Galaxy Metaverse platform. This is if you have a VR equipment right now. There you will now watch a show and become a participant of a metaverse happening with our virtual artists that we create inside of Sensorium Galaxy.
Tell me, how is that? So let's talk about the immersive music experience. Exactly how does that work? How is that different from me watching YouTube live stream or going to a physical concert here, for example?
So of course, it's the difference is huge, of course, because when you go to an immersive virtual show, first of all, you pick up an appearances for yourself. In our case, it's not photorealistic appearance for the users, but it's rather specifically and custom-made avatars that we create with artists from all over the world. For example, for our first collections of the avatars, we collaborate with a famed Australian 3D artist, Jason Ebert, with whom we create futuristic, futuristic outfits and fashion collections for the users to style themselves. Yeah, so the users choose their own mind pyramid, and they create the character basically for the virtual being that will be joining the metaverse. And they are able to choose from a number of activities to do there. Right now, we are presenting to the users our first music experience, which is ahead of the big real name artist shows that will happen in Sensorium Galaxy. And then the user steps into the metaverse. It can communicate with other users there because we are multi-platform and multiplayer platform.
Yeah.
Secondly, the user can communicate with AI-driven NPCs.
Interesting.
And the user can explore this venue to get out of this world experience, because nothing there actually resembles the real life. I would say, at Sensorium, we don't want to replicate the real life experience, but rather, we create a parallel universe.
All right, I like to show the viewers exactly what you mean, so we'll put some B-roll.
Install. Sure.
Now, I want to drill a little bit deeper into the metaverse itself. Now, Sensorium doesn't just have music concerts, right? You have other kinds of performances, other use cases for metaverses. Tell me about another kind of metaverse we can use.
Within the Sensorium Galaxy Metaverse, there are different virtual worlds, and they are thematic. So each of them is dedicated to this or that kind of experience.
Yes.
As we mentioned, Prism is dedicated to music experience, electronic music experience at this stage. Then we are developing now Motion World, and soon there will be also a mobile app released for that. That world, Motion, is dedicated to spiritual experiences and spiritual education and meditation practices.
Okay.
Then we have a Starship, where the users, it's a communication hub, which emphasizes the aspects of the social VR. And that's just a few use cases. We're now launching a product called Under, which presents virtual land parcels inside the Sensorium Galaxy, which is also soon will be available to the audience.
All right, and tell me about the AI, like you mentioned. Let's say I go to an immersive music concert, I can interact with the AI. How advanced is this AI? What do you mean by interact? What can I do?
You can have really deep and thoughtful contextual conversations.
We can talk like this.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Maybe even more exciting than to talk with me. You need to try.
I think you're more exciting than a robot, but I like to see this AI. Please continue.
But they are very curious indeed, because within our virtual beings, we have very different types of them. We have aliens, we have aliens, aliens, because our setting is cosmos, as you know.
Okay.
Sensorium Galaxy is set very far away in space, so you can talk to an alien girl.
All right.
There.
I've never spoken to an alien before. All right.
That's what you should try at our pavilion at
I will try that. Okay, interesting. Now,
Thursday.
Sasha, broadly speaking, why would someone want to use this experience versus, let's say, just going to a concert and talking to people? I mean, yes, talking to an AI alien is cool, but what is the advantage of using Sensorium at the end of the day?
Sure. So, it's a big question.
Yes.
Of course, for all things metaverse related, for all things digital, whether digital is a replacement to real life or not. Our vision on this point is that we don't try to replicate or substitute for the real life, but rather advance it. Because, for example, you have a favorite artist, but you are not able to fly all over the world to see his show, or the tickets to that show, they are sold out just in a few minutes, as we know usually, But in the metaverse, this artist, your favorite artist, and his performance will be available to you 24/7. So it's many things, and one of this is a democratization of the experience to the users, not depending on where they are. in terms of the territory or how financially equipped, they are. We build a metaverse which is reachable, and each of that provides a number of like activities that can be exciting and interesting to the person, just from pure entertainment, to more thoughtful and like soul-related practices.
It's interesting now with the creation of the metaverse and the advancement. We have to talk about regulations, what you're allowed to do, what you are not allowed to do. Give us some real-life problems that one can encounter from being in the metaverse and how we should regulate the space.
Well, I would say that here we really need to be proactive, not just us, but all other metaverse developers, because the issues come and appear while the metaverse is developing, as soon as it is developing, and subjects of the copyrights, in the metaverse are so new. Just to give you an example, for example, we use the technique of AI-generated music for Sensorium Galaxy Metaverse. It's a special technology we developed where we have 60 plus genres of music that our virtual DJs can perform. So it's an infinite stream of music that never repeats or ends. That's just happening there in the Metaverse. And as you may understand, this is something completely new for the whole copyright industry. When we release an album, which we also did, for example, for this virtual artist, like we did for artist Karamar, and we release it on Apple, we release it on Spotify, then we go more into the traditional form where things become obvious. You get the royalty, the streaming platform, you get the distribution company. In the metaverse, such things are yet, to be standardized, and to be regulated. And that's just one of the numerous examples.
Can you run into identity issues with your avatar? Let's say somebody is trying to copy your avatar. We talk about real life identity theft. If I use your passport or your driver's license, can similar issues be applied to the metaverse? If I steal your avatar's ID, use your avatar for illegal activities, how do we regulate that?
Yeah, that's why to solve potential use cases in this regard, we use blockchain and NFT. So when the user is creating his own unique avatar, he creates not only the look, but also, as I mentioned, he creates his conscience. All of this is certified through the blockchain NFT system that we have, and that guarantees that he becomes the owner of this avatar through this method.
Right. How easy is it to hack someone's avatar?
Not easy.
Not easy.
Not easy.
Okay. Unless I have your phone's password or something, right?
Well, data protection is, of course, important, and we are always working hard, on that side.
In terms of the development of the metaverse, we have obviously Facebook now is called Meta. They're a big player. Which other large tech companies do you see entering the space, and how will they compete with each other?
Well, now we see actually a trend where such huge projects, which were actually games, for example, like Roblox, for example, are also considered to be a metaverse today. So in my vision, it's all coming to one, because metaverse is something united, and should be something solid in the end, though it's different companies and different projects presenting it. And that's where we also talk about interoperability, of course,
Yes.
Because nowadays, this is also one of the challenges that we face, and we see, of course, there is Fortnite with some great experiences that they did, for example, for Travis Scott or for Ariana Grande, and in general, we understand the huge gameplay, etc. But this is still like a gaming project, There is Roblox that is like more kids-oriented, There is Meta, huge Meta, but that stands for presenting your real-life experiences. So, of course, if you want to have, a business conference, you go to Meta, So a bit different approach, but in the end, it feels like we're all working on the same thing. And
interoperability is a very important concept. I would like to have to create one avatar to use for Sensorium's immersive music, and then use it for somebody else's gaming metaverse, and then use it for, let's say, Facebook's social metaverse. But just one avatar, one idea. I don't want to have to create 15 different avatars. Can I do that?
Yeah, especially, of course, this is something which is our goal as well. Because, for example, we don't want our users to spend not only their money, but also their effort, their creative input into some virtual being, into the avatar, and then they will have to just emit it and not be able to use it. It's like basically you go out of your house and you have to wear different clothes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So in our case, we design. I would say that our virtual assets we create are interoperable by design, because we make them on Unreal Engine in the very beginning, in such a way that they can be applicable in other metaverses as well. But then it's also a number of other things, as you understand, because the other projects needs to be applicable too. That's when I think we will enter to a whole new level of the people behavior and actions in the metaverse. Then this interoperability will be on the next stage.
Let's talk about the economy of the metaverse, and we'll wrap it up. Within each metaverse, you might need a currency to buy or exchange. Do you use your own Sensorium token, or do you see you using, let's say, Bitcoin or Ethereum or some, other blockchain that already exists?
Yes, we have our own token, which is called Sensor, which is our in-game currency, which the users need to create their customize their avatar, to work with their avatar to gain some experiences, and there are also different play-to-earn mechanics involved in the product. So yeah, we have our own Sensor. And
do you see one universal currency for all metaverses? Let's take the real world, for example. Many countries accept the US dollar, even if it's not the US, as payment, cash. Can something exist for the metaverse where you have a cryptocurrency or some sort of digital currency that can be accepted for most metaverse transactions?
Well, I see now it's a bit same thing happening, in the crypto world. That kind of tries to mirror, the real world with a number of bigger and smaller currencies. And that's a big question, of course. We'll really have to see what will be happening there.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sasha. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Most interesting discussion. All right. And maybe I'll talk to your robot friend and your alien girl at your booth.
She's waiting.
All right. Maybe we can bring her on the interview. Thank you for watching Kitco News. I'm David Lin. Stay tuned.
Kitco News special coverage of the Future Blockchain Summit is brought to you by Coin Payments. Crypto payments made easy.